Hi guys, Victoria here. Welcome back to my channel. We are in a fairly different setup as you're used to from my channel. Today I am going to record to you my New Year 2023 goal setting and budgeting video. One of the things that I really love to do is planning and budgeting. I figured let's do this planning for the year of 2023 together. We're going to start with some goal setting for the year with the various categories, and then we will head into budgeting. Now we can switch to my 2023 budget. So how I'm doing this budget, I have three categories. I have fixed costs, variable costs, and sinking funds. And since my income is not same every month, I have obviously the fixed costs. I calculated how much they are per month, even if I pay them annually or quarterly, or even some bills I have to pay every second month. I calculated how much they would cost me per month, and that's what I put down in my monthly numbers as a planned number for that bill, for example. And then my variable cost is also per month, how much per category per month do I plan, budget for in each category. And then the variable cost, if I spend less in 1 month, then I just roll it over to the next month. And then for the next month, then I have a higher amount available. You've kind of had an idea of how I'm dealing with this from my low buy / no buy year of 2022 and my check-in videos from last year. Some of the categories from that low buy, no buy also will appear in my variable costs now in this budget that I'm gonna show you, and some will be new to you, I guess. And then I have the sinking funds. Basically, depending on my income, I will change the variable costs and the sinking funds, how much money I put in every month. So that's gonna change every month, but then obviously the fixed costs won't. And I kind of put down my variable costs per month that I would like to reach, so that together with the fixed costs and variable costs added together, I kind of have a minimum income that I should target every month with my business income, basically. It's better if I show you what I'm talking about. So here you can see my fixed costs. My first category is rent. I pay 574 euros and 84 cents every month. This includes also my water and also the common costs, like the garbage takeout cost and the cleaning of the shared rooms or the shared amenities in the building. And it also includes the cost of the elevator and the electricity in the common areas, and this kind of shared cost of the building. So my rent is around 485 or something like that. And then on top of that, I have those other costs per month. So I pay 574.48 or 84. Why do I always keep saying 48? I don't know. It's because in German, that's how you say the numbers. Then I have house insurance. My house insurance, well, it's not a house insurance, it's an apartment insurance. It's the insurance of my belongings in this apartment if anything happens. And this is 165 euros and 28 euro cents from September 2022 to September 2023. But I expect from September for this amount to grow. This year it grew with 11 euros. Next year it's gonna be already the third year or the fourth year even of this same insurance. So I might actually shop around for a newer one, because after 4 years it actually makes sense it's probably gonna be cheaper if I switch to a different insurance actually. But for now I'm gonna calculate with 14 euros and 50 cents per month for this insurance to be paid. And then I have heating that I pay every 2 months. Every 2 months I pay 96 euros for heating. This is gonna be until next October. So at the moment it's 48 euros per month. I try to save on heating and have this amount hopefully not grow next year. But this year it went almost double compared to how much I paid before because of the energy crisis. The same with electricity. Electricity I pay every quarter 68 euros and 4 cents, and this is until May 2022. That means it's 22 euros and 80 cents per month until May, and in May it's gonna change again because that's when I receive my annual bill where they calculate how much I used it and if I have to pay more or maybe I have paid too much, and then I kind of get an allowance. Then internet and mobile provider. So I'm paying for the internet in this apartment in Vienna. And I'm also paying for an Austrian SIM card, so like a whole package with mobile internet and calls and all that within the EU, unlimited, all that thing. I'm not unlimited, but it's quite high amount that I can use within Europe or within the EU. And I'm also paying for the internet and TV subscription back home in Hungary in the apartment where my mom lives. So altogether it's 70 euros per month that I have to pay for that. Subscriptions, it's currently 18 euros because I canceled my Audible subscription. I might start saving up for a new annual subscription for next year for Audible, so then I will have to add more to this, but at the moment I'm paying for YouTube Premium, Spotify, Netflix that I share, and the 2 euro subscription for Google Cloud Space. So that is the 18 euros per month. For charity, I spend 5 euros per month. Yeah, this is something that I would like to grow eventually, but at the moment, since I am focusing so much on saving and I have so many financial goals that I would like to reach, that I'm going to keep this for now. Retirement savings, it's quite a low amount at the moment. It's 11 euros for retirement savings. It is because I have a rollover of over 500 euros from last year's, actually from 2 years ago, where I saved up annually. I pay once into a savings account, and I saved up the money that I wanted to put in, but then my mom actually agreed that this would be my Christmas present, that she pays the money into my pension fund instead. So I kind of kept that money, and now I still have that saved up, and so I just want to add another 11 euros per month to it, and then in December I will pay all that amount into this savings account. Then health insurance is again another thing which is kind of a fixed cost, but it's also a variable cost because of the way the system works in Austria. Since I'm in the first year, or in 2023 already my second year of founding my own business, they limit or they keep my compulsory payment for the social security services at 141 euros per month. But later on I will have to pay extra based on my income from each year. They will calculate exactly how much I still owe them. So that's something where I will have to kind of save money up for potential additional costs in this category, but at the moment I'm calculating with 141 euros. And then my bank costs monthly are 6.5 euros, which includes the annual debit card cost as well as my quarterly account cost that they discount or deduct from my account. So these are my fixed costs. They add up to 911 euros and 64 cents together. So this is something that I have to spend every month on these fixed costs. And then we can move on to the variable costs. So in the variable cost group, I have a lot of categories, so let's go through them as well. Dining out, takeout is the first one. So this is the category which is basically all the eating out, or if I grab a coffee outside, or if I go out for drinks with friends, but also if I eat somewhere in a restaurant. So for that I am budgeting 140 euros per month. This amount is based on the average spending from my last year in this category. So I spent around, in average, 140, 150 euros per month last year. So I'm gonna calculate with the same amount per month. Groceries is also staying exactly the same amount as it has been last year, this 200 euros per month. It was part of my low buy and it worked out very well. I have actually spent 150 euros less throughout the whole year than the budgeted amount, so I feel quite comfortable with this amount even for next year, because with all the ways that I'm trying to keep my grocery budget low, I think I will manage next year as well to keep it on this level. Then we have the gift category, which is also part of my low buy last year. Last year my budget was 30 euros per month, but I had a rollover of almost 100 euros from last year into this year. So since I already have 100 euros in this budget category, I'm just gonna keep adding 20 euros per month to this budget. Car, which I don't really use actively a car. I don't have a car here with me in Vienna. I have a car back home in Hungary, which I use if I need it, if I maybe travel somewhere, and we also use it just to go between Vienna and Hungary, my hometown, with my family. So this car category includes the annual toll fee for the highway in Austria, which is 96 euros approximately. And then it also includes any parking fees that I might have, and of course the fuel. And it's only 10 euros because I had a rollover of over 100 euros from last year, and I really don't use it that much that I would have to add more than 10 euros per month based on last year's expenses. I think I have over 150 euros in this category, and the car insurance is not in this because the car insurance is paid by my parents actually. Thank you very much for that. Since actually they use my car more than I do because it's in Hungary. It's just available for me to use whenever I need it, and when I need it, I don't use it that much. That's why I'm gonna keep it at 10 euros for now. I always try to avoid paying parking as much as I can, and of course the fuel, that's quite expensive at the moment, but I really don't travel that much, so by car at least. Then the next budget category is a bus/taxi fare, which is in all honesty mostly just the public transport ticket price or public transport ticket cost in Vienna. I almost never take a taxi or an Uber. I think since 2 years I haven't taken one, at least in Vienna. When I travel it's a different question, but then it goes from my travel budget. Basically I refuse to buy the annual public transport ticket, which is 365 euros for Vienna. Well, I started out not buying it when I first moved here because my work, where like the office where I had to go every day, was a 15-minute walk from where I live. Obviously right now I'm working from home, so I don't even have to walk to work, and that is why I feel like I don't need the annual ticket. And I tend to go to most of the places by bike or on foot. Of course, if the weather is too cold, then I have to use the public transport, or if I go somewhere with someone who is taking the public transport, then of course I'm also taking that. So sometimes I think like it would be more convenient to have the annual ticket, because then I wouldn't have to think twice about, do I go with metro, or do I go somehow differently, or do I not go at all? Like, oh, let's eat out somewhere. Okay, can we eat out in my district because I don't want to take public transport? So it happens sometimes, so I try to plan around. But I would still try to do it this year without, and we'll see if I kind of change my mind about this at a later stage, because then I would have to buy a ticket for 365 euros, or maybe it is already going up this year, actually, who knows. So currently it's that much, but in the past 2 years I have not reached this 365 euros in any of the years, because I also travel, 1 month at a time when I'm not here. So at that time I can't use public transport. So that is also one of the reasons why I don't feel like it makes sense for me to get this. Then if I know that, like in the next week I'm going to have to go to so many different places, then I buy the weekly ticket for 17 euros, and then I can use the public transport unlimited amount of times. Next category is clothing. The clothing budget stayed the same as it has been last year, but last year I did no spending clothing, so I saved up around 500 euros, and this year I am just going to keep adding this 50 euros, but I don't have a no buy anymore, but I still would like to stay within this budget. Medical spending used to be much lower before, because basically my medical spending was an annual dental checkup, and then if I needed to buy medication every once in a while, that was included in this. I didn't really have so many things in this category that I needed to spend on. However, now that I started therapy, I kind of needed to raise the monthly allowance or budget for the medical. So I'm going with 80 euros per month, which includes 2 therapy sessions as well as any other miscellaneous spending that might come up with my health. Hopefully nothing major. Then self-care. So this self-care category equals to my skincare and hygiene category that I had in my low buy year in 2022. I had a budget of 30 euros per month last year, which ended up being a bit too low because I spent on average 32 euros per month in this budget category. So this year I decided to go with 35 euros per month in this budget category. Furniture, which was also part of the no buy year, I'm also gonna keep this on 50 euros per month, and I already have around 600 in this budget category saved up from last year, and I intend to not go over this monthly 50 euros budget, so I just keep continuing to save up for some bigger purchases in the future. Supplies and maintenance. So this is a kind of a new budget category, or this is a category that I kind of combined three different categories from previous years, because I had supplies as one of the budget categories, which was part of my low buy year and which was 20 euros per month last year. I had a budget for maintenance, which was also 20 euros per month last year, and I had a separate category for doing laundry, because I don't have a washing machine in my apartment. I have to do laundry in the basement, and I pay for it, which is monthly maximum 5 euros. So it didn't really make sense to keep a whole budget category for that. So I combined all of these into one. So this is everything that has to do with the apartment. If I want to paint the apartment, then I would have to pay or buy all the equipment for that from this budget category, and any kitchen supplies, cleaning material is going from this budget. Then, as I mentioned already, my goals for 2023, I would like to invest 300 euros per month. So my investments appear here under the investment accounts budget category with 300 euros. Then if you watch my videos from the low buy year, I had a category for books and entertainment. And now I kind of switched that around, because the book and entertainment category also included sports. And this year I would like to be able to spend a little bit more money on this budget category, just sports. I decided to kind of rename the budget category from book and entertainment into sports, and then move the others like cinema, theater, tickets to anything, concerts, and also the books into the blow money budget category, which we will come to in a second. So the sports category I calculated 70 euros per month. This includes this 49 euro subscription for my clubs, as well as one-time entry fee to the swimming pool, and then it also leaves me with a little bit of wiggle room if I want to go skating or want to go swimming another time. So there is some extra money in this 70 euros considered. Then I have my business budget, which is 200 euros per month. This is calculated based on what expenses I expect for next year, like accounting expenses. There are some fixed expenses that come annually with just owning the business in Austria, and then some subscriptions for softwares that I use for my business and so on. So I'm calculating at the moment with 200 euros per month for that. And then the blow money category is the one which I can spend freely or anything that I want. If I want to buy any kind of tickets, if I want to buy a book, if I want to buy a hair curler. So yeah, that blow money category I can spend on anything, whatever I want, whatever comes up. And then I have two categories in which I didn't plan anything per month, because these are the two categories which are going to change every month based on my income level of that month. So if my income is over this cost of 2,191.64, which is the minimum amount that I would like to earn per month, if I earn more, then in that case I can put in the travel category and the security fund category. At the moment, the security fund category is doing very well. I have saved up enough money to cover at least 5 months of my living expenses if I don't get any kind of income throughout those 5 months. So that kind of gives me this freedom and security already. So I don't necessarily need to put at the moment any money into this category. And then in the travel, I also have already from last year saved up over 2,000 euros that I can use for my travels in January, for example, and even in February I have some travels planned. And then after this, if I have a higher income than this per month, then I can kind of keep filling this up as we go. But this will always change based on my income of the previous months, basically, because I always plan my budget of the next month based on my income of previous month, of course, because then I certainly know how much I earned and how much I have to spend. And then on top of that, there are also some sinking funds that I have where I'm not putting in a certain amount every month in these sinking funds, but except for maybe the Christmas category where I would like to put in every month a certain amount just to make sure that I reach the 600 euros by the end of the year. Currently I have 217 euros and 39 cents. This 217 euros is basically the difference that I had in these budget categories last year. I zeroed down everything that I had rolled over. Not in all of these, because the car one I kept and the gift one I kept, but the dining out category, the grocery category, this category I'm starting from zero, completely new, and everything that I had rolled over from last year, or in some cases I had minus, like in the self-care I had minus, and in the supplies I have plus, and in the sports category I had minus. So I kind of added all these pluses and minuses up, and that equaled to 217 euros and 39 cents, and I put that into my Christmas sinking fund for next year. And my goal is to have 600 euros by the end of the year in this category to be able to buy presents for next Christmas. Then I have a jewelry sinking fund, which is something that I have in the back of my head, that I would like to purchase some nice jewelry, some nice timeless pieces, which are better quality, probably gold. But it's not something that is a top priority at the moment. So like last year at some point I put these 49 euros in it, but I don't really have a set goal for this. I don't really have anything selected. I just eventually would like to buy some maybe necklace and earrings, some nice jewelry, because I am not someone who wears a lot of jewelry, but when I do, I like to wear gold jewelry or silver. Then I already talked about the Vitamix last year, that I already have saved up 690 euros to buy a Vitamix. Probably currently a Vitamix costs way more than that. The goal was 850 euros. It might not be enough considering the inflation, but I might have to reconsider these goals and kind of update them based on inflation levels. Roller skates, back when I first put these down, a roller skate that I wanted was 350 euros. Now it is more around 500 euros, so I need to save up another 150 to be able to buy those roller skates. And then for my business, I would like to upgrade my computer to a MacBook, which is gonna be around 2,200 euros. I don't know exactly which one I'm getting yet. I still need to do my research, but I already saved up 1,115 euros for that, and I'm hoping to buy this MacBook already in February. So yeah, need to fill up this. And then I have one new sinking fund because I would like to purchase a camera, and here I still need to research which camera, what would be the goal for the sinking fund, and then start filling this up in the next month based on, you know, the income that I have each month. Then I can, on top of this, every additional income I can also assign to these categories, as well as the travel and the security fund. But as I said, the security fund at the moment for me is not a priority, since I already filled it up with at least 5 months of my living expenses. Yeah, so that is my financial planning for the year of 2023, or at least the beginning of the year, because some of these fixed costs will change throughout the year and grow, unfortunately. So for now, this is it, and I will have to revisit this budget, of course, maybe every quarter or at least every half a year. But these are the amounts that I'm going to put every month into my monthly budget as like my limits for each category. And if I have a higher income, then of course I can, as I said, assign that extra money into the different wants into the different sinking funds to buy things that I would like to buy, not necessarily the things that I need, because the things that I need I should be able to buy from my variable costs. Yeah, so that was it, and it's starting to get dark already, so I better finish up this video. It's gonna be a very long video. I hope you enjoyed it and got some insight on how I'm doing my annual planning and goal setting, and also my financial planning. And then let me know if you would like to see more videos of this kind, maybe monthly resets. That is a video type that I was considering to do, where I kind of revisit my goals and my budget every month and kind of adjust it for the next month. If that's something that you would like to see, let me know, then I can consider making those videos this year. And I wish you a happy new year and a successful year where you will be able to work towards the goals that you have set for yourself for the next year, but also for the next 5 years or longer. And wish you all the best, and I hope that you enjoyed my video enough to give it a like and maybe consider subscribing if you are not subscribed yet. I hope to see you at my next video. Until then, goodbye.